How do you hold your watercolor brush? There are actually 4 grips you should be using, and when you do, everything will fall into place. Your washes will be more smooth, your details more crisp and sharp, and your foliage will come alive. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate each grip in action so you can start using them right away. I want to talk about holding your brush. Obviously, these are the bristles. This is called the ferrule. Many people hold their brush like a pencil. And so when you're trying to do a wash, it can be somewhat difficult. What I find more effective is to hold the brush back away from the ferrule and then allow my entire arm, and you can't see my arm where I'm sitting, to be involved in the motion. And ideally, I would have my paper tilted, and so then by tilting it, you get a bead that runs down the paper, and that helps make a smooth wash. So see, I've continued to, even though I'm going backwards, I'm continuing to hold my brush almost in the center. And that allows me to make larger, quicker brush strokes. It's efficient. This is Quinacridone pink, in case you're interested. Now see how I got a little bit of skipping there? That means I need to reload my brush. And I can't see my bead anymore. Now you should be able to see a bead. And that means that you have plenty of water in your pigment. Now if I'm going to paint some details, I am going to bring my fingers closer to the bristles. That gives me a lot more control. So for me, I am holding the brush more like a pencil. I'm just going to brush in some of these leaves here. And this is green gold, if you're interested. And so I'm going to tip my brush, not quite vertically, but quite a bit. And that gives me a lot of control over where I place this tip. Now I'm going to use the liner brush to show you how you can get random grasses, you can get some nice shapes to trees. I'm going to start with some shadow green, which is fairly dark. For the trees, I'm going to hold my brush a little bit past middle, well, more past middle, because what I'm trying to do is I'm going to do a pine tree. And by holding the brush more towards the end of the brush or the tip of the brush here at the end, I'm more likely to get sort of jagged, random marks, and that helps with, you can get some symmetry, but not in a totally perfectly symmetrical way. And that is more natural looking, at least I think it is. So it's a little regular, so I'm going to dip my brush into some green gold and drop in some color here. And notice I really am holding the brush almost at the tip. And then if I want to go real light, which can give a sense of distance, I can do this kind of thing. And ideally that would be a gray, but I'm trying to demonstrate the technique that I'm using rather than having some kind of a perfect composition, perfect colors, what have you. Well, that got to be too much. I've got too much pigment on the brush, so let me just dab that a little bit. Well, we're going to have to make him taller. because he's getting taller, and that's okay. We can have some fun with color here and add in some pink, which would look kind of brown. As it mixes, especially if I add in a little bit of green gold, that'll make it more of a brown color. Now, if I wanted to do some grasses, it's the same idea, where I'm holding my brush at the tip, so it's random. Just brushing in some suggestion of shadow. So that's how you hold a liner brush so that you can get some nice random effects. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe so more people will be able to learn these helpful watercolor tips. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you want to hold your brush if you want to do a dry brush. Well, why would you want to do a dry brush technique? Well, the way I usually use a dry brush technique is when I want to suggest sparkle on water. So I've brushed in some sky colors, and here's the horizon line for some water. Now the trick with dry brush is you want to hold your brush almost horizontal to the paper. You'll have a little bit of an angle so your brush will stroke, and I'm not touching the paper right now, but that's the idea. What I want to do is I want to have a little more sparkle here because I'm imagining that this is the brightest part of the sky and maybe the sun is above. You can't see it here, but it's going to sparkle on the water. So the water would be a little darker here, and then you'd see more sparkle, and then the sparkle would fade as you get to the right side of the picture. So let's see how that goes. I'm going to use a little more pressure, and I'm going to lighten up. Try to get that sparkle. And I've made, this is cobalt blue, and I've made it fairly dark because if it's a little bit dark, then you get a lot of contrast. And the contrast will give the illusion of a lot of sparkle on the water. So this is going to be very simple. I'm going to try to do more or less a triangle going like so, and not worry about wave action. And you can dab it a little bit, see how that works? I think it was better without that, but I wanted you to see that it's something you could do. And then if I want that horizon line to be something other than pencil, now I've got my hand back down close to the ferrule, and I'm going to run a bead across. And then that way you know where the horizon line is. With practice, you can master these techniques. If you're unsure about which brushes to buy, check out this video.